Welcome, everybody. You're listening to the Win by Two podcast, powered by DIMER 2K. I'm your host, Christian Charisma, and today we have former number one draft pick of Jazz Gaming, Ria. Ria, thanks for taking the time to join me, just to kind of speak about the season and everything you've got going on.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and as hundreds of players have been drafted in the 2K league, but only three can kind of say they've been taken number one. Will that kind of ever get old for you?
Oh, not really. Being number one in your draft class with that, that elite company of Dimes and now JBM, it's definitely something you kind of get a hold on to for your entire time in the league or just being around the league. So it's definitely pretty fun to be number one.
Yeah. Now, what was it like? I'm guessing you saw it, but what was it like seeing Adrian Wojnarowski tweet about you and spoil that pick? Considering you've probably seen him spoil tons of picks for the NBA in the past.
Yeah, that was awesome. That's something that I like genuinely did not expect. Like a Woj bomb. That's insane. That's like when LeBron signs with Miami or whatever, not with Miami because that's a TV show. Um, just Woj, like it's a Woj
Yeah.
bomb. That's
Yeah.
insane. So I was hyped.
Yeah. I read somewhere that school was a fallback option for you. Where were you considering going, and what did you want to take it if your 2K dreams didn't really come to fruition?
Um, so I didn't really have that plan B really like fully planned out yet because I kind of knew
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
if I play this combine, I'm getting in 100%. Like there's no doubt in my mind that I'm not gonna make it in the league this season. But my parents told me, trade school is a great option. Those are jobs where you need a lot, or they have a lot of need in today's society. And then I'm also a big fan of, computers, engineering, how things work. So one of those two options, definitely.
Yeah, and I guess the one thing they all have in common, even with 2K, is you're using your hands and putting them to good work. Um, Apparently, you knew for months, or maybe at least 1 month, you knew for some time that before the draft that you were going to be the Jazz pick. Walk us through the day you found out.
I don't recall what I was doing or how much earlier it was from the draft. But I'm pretty sure it was just a normal day. And I think I got invited to a party on Xbox and from Compete. And he said, we're looking to take you. Um, so just keep doing what you're doing and we're going to be watching you. That's really just kind of what they told me, I believe, if I recall correctly. It was nothing crazy. I felt like I was the best player coming in. A lot of my peers felt the same way. So, I felt like that was, what should have happened.
Now, when Compete mentioned that they were, at the very least, thinking about taking you, and that they were going to have, an eye on what you were going to go through the draft process, did you have to keep that a secret from like any family or friends, or like what was it like knowing that okay, you're one step closer to achieving your dream?
Yeah, I didn't tell anybody till I think like 2 days before the draft is when I told my parents, and I didn't even fully tell them because I didn't want to spoil it for my parents, my grandparents. They're having a little watch party for the draft. But I told them, I'm gonna go early, so you guys won't have to be there too long. Um, but yeah, just being mentioned as number one, like just your name in the conversations, it's a surreal feeling. When you're playing the game and to be mentioned up there and have that respect for your game, it's awesome.
Yeah. Uh, you've said in the past that you didn't really feel any pressure to live up to other people's expectations of being the number one pick. But would it be safe to say that, at least during the first few games of your rookie year, you didn't live up to your personal expectations? And if so, what was that experience like? And talk about your natural progression of your rookie year.
So early in season two, like the first couple games I played, um, I ran a rebounding sharp, which anyone who knows the 2K League knows that last year the rebounding sharp was the lesser build of the glass cleaner. So, and our team played a lot better with that rebounding sharp. So, I played on the rebounding sharp and had like a hit on numbers and everything for us to win. I didn't care. I don't care what people think. At the end of the day, as long as you're getting wins, that's all that matters. And we were getting wins with the rebounding sharp, and sometimes we would lose. But I mean, at the end of the day, I felt like I was playing great. I was doing as much as I could with the build that I was on, and yeah, I mean, that's that pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, you had a great first season, but obviously now fast tracking to season 3, you're regarded as one of the consensus top bigs in the league. According to you, maybe outside of builds, what do you think you've improved on most as a big man in the league?
The biggest thing I can say, just not even as a big man, but as a player, for me is trust. I didn't have a whole lot of trust in my teammates last season, and that kind of hurt us. We lost some games that we shouldn't have lost because I didn't trust whoever was doing what, and I give up something where if I would have just stayed and trusted my teammates, we might have won the game or whatever. So now I have complete full trust, all 5 of my teammates and whatever they do, and it allows me to play more freely, kind of do what I want to do where I'm not worrying about these guys. And it's allowed me to just play a lot more comfortable and really play like myself. And the numbers are all there, as you can see.
Now, just kind of going off track here just for a second. I know, since the Sonics are not a team, no longer a thing in the NBA, you really don't have crazy loyalties or allegiance to any particular NBA squad. But in no particular order, Ria, who are the 5 best players in the NBA? Put you on the spot here.
5 best players in the NBA. Okay. 1, hands down, King James, LeBron the GOAT. 2, Kevin Durant. 3, Giannis. Let's see who I put 4. I feel like I'm missing out on a big player that I just can't think of. Okay. See, 4 we'll give Kawhi, and then 5 AD.
Okay.
And then honorable mention like Steph and Harden.
Okay, perfect. So you mentioned LeBron, KD, Giannis. You had AD there, Kawhi, and your honorable mentions were Steph and Harden. So let's say the Sonics return to Seattle. Okay, yeah, they put you in as the GM. An expansion draft is held. Not using any of those players you just mentioned. Who are you taking then to kind of lead the Sonics as they return back to their rightful home?
Probably Ben Simmons. That'd probably be the go-to. Kind of just give Ben Simmons his own team, build around him, shooters all around him, and I feel like have a similar player to Giannis.
Yeah, great pick, and someone who's young and kind of build the foundation there in the core for Seattle. Going to your team, Jazz Gaming, you have some rookies on the team, but I think the spotlight has naturally just gravitated towards Splash. What kind of advice have you given him this season from one top pick to another?
I actually haven't been able to, or really needed to give him any advice. He's kind of, just does his own thing. I told him, enjoy it. Have fun, enjoy your time in the league, and everything that comes with being, a high pick. And I mean, you see him, he's animated, he's dancing and stuff in front of the camera. He's having a blast. That guy is crazy.
Yeah. Now the Jazz went 8-8 last year. Obviously, this year is a bit of a different. Well, actually, a lot different of a setting. 11 best-of-3 matchups. Your squad is 9-2. As someone who's been on both teams, I know you mentioned trust being a big thing for you, but overall for the Jazz Gaming team, what's been different this year?
I mean, like I already said, trust, but you can't stress it enough. I think Comp has said it a million times. Like when you trust, your whole team, it just makes the game so much easier, and you play so much better. But I think the build really helps us a lot more this year than it did last year, allowing me to kind of do more on the court, how I impact the game. Secondaries, all five people on the court really have a big impact this year, and that's really helped us because all five of our players are extremely good at the game. So we're able to all make big impacts, on both sides of the ball, and that's really, gotten us to where we are in 9-2.
Yeah. Now, a final question here, Ria. You've got the Mavs coming up next. It's not the first time you've matched up with them this season. You split your home and away with them during the tip-off. They're one of the very, very few teams to take even a single game from you guys. What makes them such a fun team to match up against?
Just like us, I mean, they have five good players over there. We're one of the few teams that has, two ball handlers. You can give it to either one of my guards, and they'll make a play. The Mavs are just like that too, with Sherman Dimes. That makes them extremely hard to guard and puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And then the rest of their team is good too. Pete, he's been really good this season. Spartan's looking like one of the best power forwards. And then Mo's just a crazy kid doing his thing out there. But I mean, they're just a solid team all around, all five players.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're looking forward to the matchup. Before we let you go, Ria, where can we find you on social media?
On Twitter, you can find me. The @ is Ria_IV, and then on Instagram it is Spencer W with 2 underscore.
Amazing. Thank you again, Ria, for joining us on the Win by 2 podcast, powered by DIMER 2K. You guys can find us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. Ria, good luck. You guys are going to help kick off Week 10, and we're looking forward to chatting to you again sometime in the future.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
No problem.